So now the question is about block reduction technique. So let me give you a question. So here the block diagram is given as G1. Here actually it is given as G1 of S. But here to solve with a marker, it's not easy to show. So that's why I'm not showing of S. But wherever now in my solution I show G1, it is G1 of S. Okay, so G1. Then there is another block called G2, and then G3, G4, G5, G6, so R, everything is fast forward, so everything is a forward direction, and here there is a node with 3 forwards, and G4 is going to this summing point, G5 is going to this summing point, and here the symbols were given as positives. Then there is a negative feedback called H1 with a node between G1 and G2, and there is another feedback called H2 with a node before G6. So it's a feedback. So here they said it is positive and here they said it is negative. So this is the given block diagram, and here the question is using the method of reduction, determine, so they are asking you to determine the ratio of C of S by R of S in the block diagram as below. So this is the question. Clear? So they are asking you to use reduction technique, method of reduction, and find C of S by R of S. So here it is C. Okay. So remember again, R means R of S, G1 means G1 of S, H1 means H1 of S, H2 means H2 of S. Like that, everything is of S. So even in the exam, you should write it as of S. Never forget. But here for the solution to be easy and for you to better understanding, I am showing it as G1, H1, H2 like that. That's it. But in exam, you are supposed to write everything as of yes. Never forget that. Okay. And now the statements, some of the statements I will be just talking. But in the exam, you are supposed to write that statement. For example, I will show you a one statement for now. But as the problem goes on, I will just solve the solution, and statements you should see my notes and write according to that. Of course, if you know the problem how to solve, obviously you can write the statement on your own. So for now, I'm just giving an example. Okay. So now what is the solution? So we are having certain techniques, right? For block reduction technique, we have certain rules, like 14 to 15 rules. There are more than rules. Now here, let us concentrate on what is required for us. Let's not focus on everything. Let's just use what is needed for our problems. Okay. So here in this problem, first glance, when you look at your block diagram, what is coming into your mind? Here, the first thing, if you start from R, you can see that there is a feedback going here. So it means this total solution should be done. Then only you can apply this feedback. So you can't solve this summation now itself. Let's go to the second summation. When you go to second summation, the first thing you can observe is these two are in a feedback mode. So then what will you write? For the block diagram, shown above, G1 and H1 are in so now for the block diagram shown above, G1 and H1 are in feedback, right? So you can see that both are having a feedback loop. So are in feedback loop. So we can reduce to G1 by 1 plus G1 H1. It means G1 of S by 1 plus G1 of S into H1 of S. Clear? So now this block diagram will be changed as, so this summation will be gone because summation with the G feedback H is named as this. So now we will have only one summation. So that one summation, and these three are forming as G1 by 1 plus G1 H1. Clear? Then the remaining picture will be the same. So G2 will be G2. From G2 you are having G3, G4, G5, going to a summation with G6. And this is C, this is R. The other feedback H2 will be the same, right? G4 is coming as plus, G5 is coming as plus. So this is plus. As this is minus, we wrote it as 1 plus. So this is. So now this much block has reduced to small. Fine. Now, again let's start from here. If you start from here, you can see this is going back here. But these three should be solved first. So you can see next. Next is this loop. So this block is in series to this block. It means these two are in series. When two blocks are in series, we can multiply them. So these two can be reduced as, so you should write here. Here G1 by 1 plus G1 H1 and G2 are in cascade. Hence G1 G2 by, so you should write the statement. Then you should show the block diagram. Okay? So don't forget to write the statement. So now what happens? The equation will be G1 G2 by 1 plus G1 H1. Clear? G1 into G2, multiplication. When two elements are in cascade, they should be multiplied. So this box into this will be G1 G2 by, right? Next. So remaining block diagram you are going to show as it is. So G4, G3, G5. G6. So this is C, and there is a negative feedback called H2 going here with positive R with plus and plus. Done. Now you should see what again from the summation. This, if you want to do feedback, these two should be solved first. So let's go like this. So when you're going like this, this is a block, perfect. Then when you are going, there are 3 blocks which are in parallel. So here this is a node, sorry, actually this is a node like this, right? Yeah, so this is a node. This node is everything forward. So this is forward, this is forward, so this is forward. And 3 are going to a summation, means 3 are going and getting added on. So when it is going to get added on, here what will be the solution? G4 is a positive. So plus G4, G3, when it is in forward, it will be positive G3 only, obviously, right? So G3 plus G4 plus G5. So when 3 elements are in parallel, so you should write like here G4 of S, comma G3 of S and G5 of S are in parallel. Hence G4 plus G3 plus G5 is the gain of the reduced block. You should write that statement. Okay. After you write that statement, your solution will be like this. Okay. So your solution changes as here already you have G1 G2 by 1 plus G1 H1. Then those 3 elements you are adding on because they are in summation. So G3 plus G4 plus G5 means G3 of S plus G4 of S plus G5 of S actually. Okay. So summation is gone. Reason is you added them. So that summation will be gone. But here you have another summation with R going with the feedback H2 with your node and G6 and C. Now this is left. Now again start from here. When you're starting from here, you can see this is a feedback loop. Yes, this is a feedback loop, but here you have 2 blocks. So these 2 should be solved first. So now you can say now G1 G2 by 1 plus G1 H1 and G3 plus G4 plus G5 are in cascade. Hence G1 G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 is the gain of the reduced block. Like that you should write the statement. After writing the statement, you should show the solution. So now these 2 blocks are reduced into single block like G1 G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 divided by 1 plus G1 H1 is having G6 with the C with the R with your feedback H2. Now done. Now let's start from this summation. So when you're going like this, yes, there is a feedback. So this block is in feedback loop with this block. So now you will write for the above block diagram G1 G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 is in feedback loop with H2 of yes. Hence the reduction block is G1 G2 of G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 by, because usually what is the feedback you will write? Usually what should be your formula? Your formula should be G by 1 minus, because here it is plus. So it should be G by 1 minus GH. So instead of G you are having this. So now this whole block is G. Now H2 is H. So you should write G by 1 minus GH. So now these two are in feedback. Just write the statement as from the above block diagram, this block and this block are in feedback loop. Hence the reduction block is below. Just say below. Don't write it because waste of your time. Just say is below. Then what is the solution? You should write G by 1 minus GH. First G. G1, G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1. So this is G by 1 minus GH again. So again you should write G. G1, G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 into H. What is H? H2. Right? So this should be your solution. In this solution, let us take denominator LCM. So numerator be the numerator. So this will be G1 G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 by 1 minus G1 G2 H2. I multiplied H2 here into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1. So when I took LCM, 1 plus G1 H1 should go here, right? So it will be 1 plus G1 H1. Okay? So now 1 plus G1 H1, 1 plus G1 H1 cancel. So this numerator by numerator is left over. So what is the numerator? G1 G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 minus G1 G2 H2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5. So now this is your solution. Okay. So this solution should come down. Okay. So now show the block diagram. So what is the block diagram? Sorry. So usually our summation is gone, right? Our summation is gone because you see summation with a feedback. So these two are solved as this. So instead of this whole, we are supposed to write that answer. So we will write it as R is having a big block. What is that big block? G1, G2 of G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 minus G1 G2 H2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5. And something is left over. So this is that solution. Something is left over is G6. So still we have G6. So this is C. Now these two are in cascade. So now just write above two blocks are in cascade. So what will be the answer? You should multiply them. Then what will happen? Next, the next block will be multiply this with this because numerator will be denominator multiplied with the numerator, right? So this will be G1, G2, G6. I just wrote it here. No worries, right? G3 plus G4 plus G5 divided by 1 plus G1 H1 minus G1 G2 H2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 with C and R. So this is input, this is output. Question is what? Output by input is equals to what? Output by input is equals to the gain, which is a block. So this is our overall gain. So what is our overall gain? G1, G2, G6 into G3 plus G4 plus G5 by 1 plus G1 H1 minus G1 G2 H2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5. So this is our final answer. So you should write it as C of S by R of S is equals to G1 of S, G2 of S, G6 of S into G3 of S plus G4 of S plus G5 of S by 1 plus G1 of S, H1 of S minus G1 of S, G2 of S, H2 of S into G3 of S plus G4 of S plus G5 of S. So usually that should be your final answer. Okay, so this is called as block reduction technique. This is how you are reducing the blocks and framing a single block, which is called gain of the system. Right? So in the exam, for your flexibility, I suggest is just do the same way how I did it. Use only G1, H2 like that. Don't write G1 of S, G2 of S because it will confuse your answer. Okay? So try to solve it like this, like how I solved it. Solve it like this and finally say this is your answer. Then at last show the answer. C of S by R of S is equals to G1 of S, G2 of S, G6 of S into G3 of S plus G4 of S plus G5 of S divided by 1 plus G1 of S, H1 of S minus G1 of S, G2 of S, H2 of S into G3 of S plus G4 of S plus G5 of S. Done. So this won't confuse you in the exam, right? Just at last include all of yeses. While doing the solution, just solve it like this. So it won't confuse your answer. Okay? So this one and this one and this one is your solution. But remember, whenever you are changing the block, a statement should come. Remember, this is a 20 marks question, which is a large amount of your mark, right? So please try to include the statements. Here, these two are in series. Then here, these three are in parallel. Here, these two are in series. Here, these two are in feedback. Solve it. Again, show the block diagram. Then say these two are in series. Therefore, done. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Total 5 statements. That's it. Okay. So which is very neat. So this gives you a 20 marks straight away question. Right?